What's up, everybody?
Blaze Aldredge, if you've got questions for Blaze.
Big Star Wars fan, Bliss?
Yeah, I've seen all the movies, The Mandalorian, pretty excited about the new series, but my main purpose in here was coming to show it lights up. I heard Coach Drink, forgot about that.
On that third down in the fourth quarter that they ran the option, just what was going through your mind as they're going toward the sideline? You need to stop them.
Yeah, well, initially under center, we're thinking maybe a QB sneak on third and short. So we're crowding the line, trying to talk them out of that. And then when I get the speed option, really what I have to do right there is called a feather technique. So I got to make sure that I don't just shoot up to the running back and allow the quarterback to pick up that short yardage. So I'm kind of sitting in between, trying to play both. And then, once he dishes out the pitch, it turns into a little bit of a foot race. And luckily I was able to get him down before the marker.
Blaze, can you talk about the emotions of this win, especially on senior day of all days becoming bowl eligible? Just talk about the emotion behind that.
Yeah, there's just tons of things that were feeding into me, Never been to a bowl game. My whole time at Mizzou has just been so emotional and in a great way, the tie-in with the team and the community and everything that I've been here. So it was a really beautiful experience. There's definitely a roller coaster throughout the game, but I really appreciate the guys and the coaches and them putting everything on the line to help send us off in a good way, and really has some added meaning to me because I've never been bowling before. Never even had a winning season before at Rice, so it was just a really beautiful send-off, and I'm also from Florida, so getting a win over the home school is nice.
Did you get to grab a rock?
I did grab a rock. I got a nice one that was shaped kind of like a foam finger #1. That's why I grabbed it.
Do you know where you're going to put it?
I actually am hoping to get somebody to paint some Mizzou stuff on it, and then I'll probably keep it up in my locker until I leave, and then I'm a college student. I'm going to move around a few times before I find a final spot.
Blaze, the way you guys tackled tonight, how does it compare to early in the season? They look like a completely different group.
Yeah, definitely, and I think the biggest part of that is just confidence and passion. We knew we had to put it all out on the line tonight. If you look at the film, you're going to see that we were in basically a lot of cover zero, and when you're in that, if you miss a tackle, it could be a touchdown. So a lot on the line, but it's coaches having the faith in us and us having the faith in ourselves to go out there and make those plays.
You mentioned confidence. Where did that confidence come from for a unit that, maybe a month or a few weeks ago was not playing this well?
Yeah, well, in anything, it's going to start in practice, and I think that we've had good, hard practices all year, and we've continued to get better. Coach, I think it was Drink, was talking about how at this time of the year you have some teams that try to get through practice, and that wasn't our mentality at his defense at all. We were trying to get better in practice still, so we were approaching it with ferocity for sure. And I think also we knew that there was just going to be growing pains in the beginning of the year. And yeah, we weren't great, but we saw things on tape that we could correct, that we knew were within our power to help us be a great defense. And, I think that towards the later stretch here, we're starting to build a little bit of a resume for that.
The defense or Florida's offense had a lot of opportunities where they were inside your guys' 30-yard line, had opportunities to score, but most of those times you limited them to just a field goal. What does it say about the unit and just the fortitude that you guys have to get those stops even when you're backed up against your own goal?
Yeah, I think it says a lot about our maturity, and our mentality, and just really embracing the challenge. Throughout the whole year, we've never shut down. Nobody's ever quit. I don't think you can ever say that the fight left us. So just continuing to build on that. And then I think, at this stage with the way we've been playing lately, we almost kind of get excited for chances like that. We relish in the challenge where we're like, okay, put us on the field. Even in this situation, we're not going to give you anything.
I know you don't have to tackle him in game, but can you describe kind of the way that Tyler wears down opposing defenses over the course of the game? It seems like he gets stronger as the game goes along.
Yeah, well, that's just Tyler. He's a a freakishly talented individual. He does it all. I think you can see we're actually kind of like lifting buddies. So I get to see him put in the work in the weight room. We worked out together in the summer. So I've just seen his whole body of work, and he's just so locked in. And it's one of those things where when you just continue to ground the ball and you have a great back like him, he's gonna hit some. It's just a fact of the game.
Liz, I think it was Marquez Manuel was saying that you spoke to the team about momentum after a win. Is this kind of what you had in mind, sort of building week to week?
Yeah, this is exactly what I had in mind, and I think even though we didn't win, you got to look back to the momentum we started to build as a defense versus Georgia, and that's where we really started to fix some of our issues in the run game. And we built some momentum there, came out, had a great game against South Carolina, continued to build, and hopefully we just keep building and carry it on for these last two.
Anything else for Blaze? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys.